Okay, we're gonna do this. Hand me my coffee, please. I'm gonna need that. It's early in the morning. All right, give me one. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Hello, everyone. And let's cut that. I really need to get. All right, wait. Let's wake up. Good old coffee. Good old Joe wakes you up. Feel free to have some if you want. You take a sip. Just don't drink it all. Okay. All right. And go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Uh, Today I'm doing something a little different. I am not going over a retro game today. I have been going. Well, I've been playing a game that just released. Released October 1st, at least to the U.S. It is called Throne and Liberty. It's an MMO. I've been playing the last couple days. Uh, and I'm just gonna give my impressions. I guess that's what this could be called. And I'm just gonna go over a few things, just to let you guys know. I mean, well, eh, it. All right, I guess I just go from the top. So, as I said, this game is Throne and Liberty. It is an MMO. You know what? Let's go over the wiki. Let's do that. Let me take a sip of my coffee. It's early in the morning. My hours changed at the job, so I'll have to do these in the morning now, which kind of sucks. That's probably why I'm a little off right now, but I figured I can't stop recording. I got to keep these things going. So here I am at the wee hours of the morning. I got my cup of OJ here. Let me take a quick sip and then we'll get to the wiki. All right, let's do this. Grab my trusty dusty phone. All right, here we go. And the wiki shows us. All right. Let's see. Wait a minute. I gotta pull up the end. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Oh, maybe so. Oh, it switched to okay. 1 second. There we go. All right, I guess I can work this phone with my furry hands. All right. Okay. Throne and Liberty is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed and published by NC Soft. It was published in North America, South America, and Europe, and Japan by Amazon Games. I did not know that. This is published by Amazon Games? And let's see. Apparently, this was a part of the Lineage series, according to the wiki, anyway. It was, I guess, scrapped and repurposed and made into Throne and Liberty. I'm not familiar with the Lineage games. I kind of like vaguely remember something about it, but I never played them, so that pretty much means nothing to me. I do play MMOs though. I may have mentioned in some of my previous videos. My first MMO was Final Fantasy Online. I was at Final Fantasy 11. After that, I played some Terra. I'm playing Guild Wars 2 right now, and I've dabbled around in a bunch of other smaller MMOs. But so I am familiar with them, which I didn't even know Throne and Liberty was a thing. Apparently, my brother signed up for the alpha and the beta and did not tell me. So he was way more familiar than this when I told him I downloaded the game. He was like, "Oh, you're playing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Did you know about it? He's like, "Yeah, I've played it since the alpha." It's like, why didn't you tell me? Usually he tells me these things, so we could do it together. But I guess he just said, screw you, man. I'm doing this solo dolo. But that's fine. That's fine. I know he's a busy guy these days, so we haven't really been playing the game that much together anymore. But that's cool. But back to Throne and Liberty. Um, so my impressions. I've been playing this game, the last week, and it. I'll let you know right now. It's nothing to write home about. Like it's not. It's a fine MMO. I wouldn't say mid, which I thought it was going to be because I first downloaded it on Steam, and then that's when I thought the game was like horrible. I was like, this is trash. But I soon realized after speaking with my brother that it was just my PC that's trash. And I guess that's fine. That's cool because I my brother actually built my PC years ago, and I haven't upgraded any pieces of hardware in there at all. I actually took away pieces. Like I still need to get another replace, I should say, memory stick in there. That's the major piece. I got to get that RAM back. But I wasn't gaming on my PC anymore, so I guess it didn't matter. I mean, anyway, my PC cannot handle Throne and Liberty, but I didn't know it was a PS5 release. I don't even know how I found out about the game. I don't know what I was doing. Was I going through Steam? Do you know? Was I going through Steam? I have no idea. Man, what are you good for? Anyway, I I'm not sure what we were doing. Uh, what were we? I'm going to say that I was going through Steam. It had to be maybe when we were booting up Guild Wars 2. Maybe you know how when you boot up Steam, it always has like it pulls up the little flash deal like window, and maybe it was on there and I saw it, and maybe I just like, oh, it's free, let's try it out. It was something along those lines. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it was free, and I was like, let's give it a shot. Might as well. And that's what we did. One sec. Get some more coffee here. All right. Sorry about that. Early in the morning, like I said. Probably gonna get some biscuits. Biscuits and gravy would be great. Okay. So back to the game. That's how we found out about it. So, as I said, it's a MMO. We'll just use MMO for short. MMO. And so, additionally, I thought it was trash, and that's because the game seems to have it was real laggy on my PC. Like I said, that might just be on my PC's end and not an issue with the game. But my initial thoughts was this game it's below average. Then my brother mentioned, hey, it's on PS5, and I was like, all right, I did not know that, but I'll download it on PS5, and we'll go from there. And when I downloaded on the PS5, my enjoyment of this game went up several notches. Not, I guess, because so I'll just say this: the game seems, I don't know if it's my internet or if anybody else has an issue with this, but it really seems to have a bad rubber banding effect, and it only seems to be like for the first 30 minutes of booting up, loading up your session. Now I don't know if it's just because of high traffic on the server I picked. It says traffic is okay, good, but every time I log in, like the game is it's rubber bandy. Like I'll see if I can put up a footage. Like I was flying as a bird, and I you can see I was flying a good distance, and then when I landed, I rubber banded all the way back to like the bridge I jumped off of. It was stupid, and I was like, all right, and that stuff like that happens all the time. But I guess I should go over the uh, the basis of the game. The story, I'm not even going to talk about that because it's nonsensical. I mean, it probably has a good point to it. But from my experience, it's a nothing burger. Like you're a starred bear, a star seed bearer, or a star shard, or whatever it is. You're basically Neo. You're the one. You got this star power. Some evil dude wants it, so apparently he's hunting you. You go through like storyline after storyline, and like none of them really connect. Like you just meet new people and they send you on ridiculous quests. It's like that over and over and over and over again. I can't stand that. I when I get storylines like that where it they just send you on stuff for no reason, like I tune out. Like I no longer care. Like there's nothing here for me to grasp onto. The only thing that seems to be a constant is you're a star bearer, star seed, or whatever it's called. You have the power. And like people just give you stuff out of nowhere for no reason. Like they don't even know you. I wish I had the clip. I don't think I've saved it. But yeah, you're like you're you're like you're in this dungeon and you're getting this golem heart for some reason, and you unlock this power. Like it's not for you. You're doing it so the bad guy doesn't get it. And this sorceress comes out of nowhere, and I thought she was gonna like take the heart and to keep it out of the evil people's hands. Like I was like, fine, yeah, you do that. I mean, you seem like you're more powerful than me, so yeah. But no, she gives it to you and says, I give you this power. Like if you have the power to give me power, why are you don't know, you don't even know me. And she even says she doesn't know you, but she gives you this massive power boost rather than keeping it for herself. Like I could be the most evil person in the world and you're giving me this golem power? Like why? That doesn't make sense. Maybe now the thing is, says it's released by Amazon Games, but maybe it's just lost in translation or something. Like I don't know. The voice acting is not good. It's very cheesy. I'll actually add a clip in one of the cutscenes so you guys can see.
Oh, you're back. What happened? Oh, that means you defeated the creature. Amazing! My eyes didn't deceive me. I knew you could do it. That Guardian seems to have chosen you. This Guardian's pledge didn't open, even for me. What an honor. Guardian lends its power to your soul through the pledge ritual. It becomes contained in the Guardian's pledge if the pledge bearer dies. The owner of that Guardian's pledge may transform into the Guardian at any time to use their power. Their circumstances vary. There are pledges to protect cherished ones, or pledges that someone has forced. As you likely already know, to maximize the Guardian's power, you need pledge loops. The more of these Guardian's forgotten memories that you find, the more powerful that Guardian will become. Oh, wait! Why not try joining our guild?
If you played like these MMOs, you'll know the voice acting is very cheesy. And one thing I should say about the cutscenes as well is they're not pushing the boundaries, and that's another thing I want to talk about on this next gen. I can do my quotation mark next gen games or this generation. Like they're not doing anything special. Like this MMO could have really been released in 2000s, and this would have blown us away back then. But now it's not. It's very average. I would say this one's slightly above average, and I'll get into why in a bit. But I'm still ranting on these cutscenes. So these cutscenes, they're not great. They're static for the most part. I mean, so the same thing people were complaining about in what's that, Starfield? It's the same kind of situation here. Like it's not so static to where they just put the camera like in front and they're just, hey, go kill 3 sheep and come back. It's not that bad, but it may as well be because you're still like your character's here talking, and then your NPCs talking here, and the camera angles switch back, but like nothing's happening. Like they're just standing there and delivering dialogue. Like nothing's happening. There is one good cutscene where there's a musical number out of nowhere for no reason. I thought that was cool. I mean, it was cheesy, very, 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 very cheesy. But I was like, all right, they're trying. Like someone was like, hey, our game is boring. Can we put something in here to keep people amused? And the guy was like, man, you keep asking. Like, fine, put your stuff in the game, but that's it. Nothing else amusing. All right. And the guy was like, sweet, and he put this big elaborate like musical number in this game. Like it's a dwarf and he's singing, and like it's like a whole 3 minute. It's insane, but I mean, I didn't care for it. Like it was cool to see, but I'm like, what is this for? And I assume that's why somebody was just like, our game is boring. We need to do something. We need to do something interesting, and that was it. And oh gosh, dude, yeah, the quests are nothings. It's the same old fetch quest. Kill 3 or say how many ever enemies and bring them back. Bring back their skins. There are dynamic quests, like you'll be running through like a field, and like some NPC will be attacked by wolves, or a goblin will need help, getting mushrooms or something, and you just protect them, or you save the NPC from the wolves, and they give you a little reward. And the thing I like mostly about those is they're not really marked. Like there's no question mark over their head. You just really listen. Like the only reason I knew that there was a dynamic like event or quest or whatever is because the guy was literally shouting for help, and I went over there and killed the wolves, and he was like, thank you, and he gave me, I don't know, some celery or something. It was a lame reward, but I liked it. It wasn't marked. Like you literally have to like run into it. I don't know. I think I've only done like 2 or 3 of those, so I'm not sure how frequent those kind of things are. Like I said, I've been playing the game for the last 9 days, and I've only done it like 3 or 4 times. So I don't think it's that frequent, which I don't think they really need to be. Or maybe they do. Like it's a lot of people playing this game right now, so I think it would need to be more frequent so people can experience it. But who knows? It doesn't matter really. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, all right. So the combat. Let's just go over that now. The combat is kind of where things started really clicking for me. It's not action. It's a mishmash between action combat and tab targeting, really. Well, not really. So I use I was using controller on my PC, and I switched to the PS5. So obviously I'm using the controller again. I don't know if so. I was never really a keyboard player. I can't really do it. I've tried several times, but I'm just more comfortable with the controller. So I'm not sure if people actually use the tab button to tab, but you have a reticle that you can point and click, what you want to attack. So if you're using the controller, you can just point your reticle, at an enemy, and then you click the button and you start auto attacking, which is fine. The auto attack is decent. The speed. So I guess I should go. In most games, like I said, I play tank or healer. The good thing with this game is you can pretty much experiment with all classes, I guess you should say, with one character. It's I guess it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like Final Fantasy 14, I guess you can just change your weapon, and that basically changes your class. So like me, I'm playing a paladin, so I'm mixing like a warrior sword and shield with the cleric's, I guess a wand and book is or what they use. I'll probably go over like I don't know if there's actual classes in this game. They you because when you're doing the tutorial, you go through this little section. You have your little sidekick NPC who you never see again after this, and she's like, "Oh, pick a weapon to give. You haven't been in combat for a while. I guess you were like injured in some kind of event in your childhood past, and oh gosh, the story's all over the place. But yeah, you were injured, so you had I guess you were like a guard or something, and they were like, "Oh, you haven't been in combat because you've been injured. Here, pick a weapon." And your weapons are you get a long sword, a sword and shield, a sorcerer's staff, a wand, and a book for cleric, I guess. What else? Double daggers, twin crossbows, a long bow, and I think that's it. And I think that's it. But there, like I said, there's no real class. So you just pick a weapon, and then you can pick a secondary weapon. And the good thing I like about this combat is you can use so each of the main weapons has its own set of skills. And you have your hotbar that you can put the skills on. So you can choose up to I don't know how many skills. I think it's like 8. No. I think it's like 14 skills. 13, 14 skills you can pick. But you can set them on your hotbar, and you can choose so you can put in like skills from both your main weapon and your secondary weapon. And the thing I like is you when you're using these skills, you don't like most games you have to like if you're using a sword and shield, you switch to your your wand or your staff and then use that skill, and then you have to switch back. But this game you don't. You just use the skills that you have in your hotbar, and like if you're still like you can use a cleric skill even though you're using sword and shield, which is why I say I'm a paladin because I'm tanky, but I also have healing abilities and whatnot or support skills, and it's really good. I really enjoy that aspect. And you can also switch to your secondary, so I'll be using a wand, and I could literally play healer even though I'm a paladin for a little bit. Like I won't be good. Like I'll be able to keep people alive for a short while, but I won't be able to do it long term because I'm putting most of my stats into my tanking abilities, but I'm putting a little bit into the healing, so I can be like a secondary healer, help out. So I don't even know if that's the way it's supposed to be played. Like I said, I'm basing all this off of MMOs that I used to play. You know what I mean? I'm not really a hardcore gamer, so I don't go in forums and look at builds. I just do, what I want because I think that's what makes games fun. I think a lot of people in these MMOs they go and read forums to do metagame. I guess that's what they call it, and I think that takes a lot of fun of playing a game out of it. That's why it's a game. You do what is fun. And if I'm not having fun, I'm not playing the game. So, and that's why I found most enjoyable is, making my build and just going out and having fun playing the game. And I'm about level 30, 35, 34, 35, somewhere around there. And it's not bad. I've just mostly been taking my time, going through the main quests, and it's not that bad. It's okay. Like I said, the story isn't anything to write home about, so I'm not really rushing through that. I think most people just bum rush through it just to get done and get to the end game, but I'm not really that excited to get to end game because I'm probably if I hit end game, I'm probably just gonna stop playing it to be honest. uh, what else? I guess I should go over some of the abilities. So there's little things scattered throughout the game. There's collectibles. You can do. There's nodes. You can chop wood, mine ore, and gather like the ingredients for cooking. What else? There's these little. So when you're exploring, you have the ability to morph. That's this game's gimmick. You can morph into animals. So instead of getting a mount, like you can transform. Your first morph is a wolf, and it's pretty good. Like the animations are decent for most of the morphs. Like I said, I use the wolf. I think for downloading the game, like day one or whatever, you get this puma morph. I almost said mount, but it's a morph. But I'm not sure if that's because I've noticed instead of using the wolf, like I automatically went into this puma morph. But I'm like, why would it choose that instead of the wolf, which is obviously the first? I don't know. I think it was a bonus just for downloading the game early. But I changed back to the wolf because I like the wolf design better. But you can level up. So as you play the game, it's basically a dash. You can level that up so you dash faster or run faster. Um, you get additional morphs as you play the game. They have several morphs. So you have your dash morph, which is basically your traversal. You have a disguise morph, I guess you can call it. So like if you're in a safe zone, you can change into. They have like enemy NPCs you can change to. Like I got a goblin one, a spider, stuff like that, where you can just mess around and morph into stuff. And then they have what's called playful morphs, where you can change into like toys. There's like a little mini clockwork looking morph you can do. They got several things like that. Not really interested in them, like personally, but I see people playing around with them in the villages and stuff, which is cool, I guess. Um, you have a gliding. It seems like every game these days you have to have gliding. There's gliding in almost every MMO now. I understand. I'm not knocking it. It's just something I've noticed. But there you have your gliding morph, which confuses me. The gliding doesn't confuse me. What confuses me is the morph they chose for the gliding, which is an eagle. An eagle can fly. So why? So you're this. I'll put the clip up because I found it stupid. So you're an eagle, but you cannot fly. You can glide. You're flapping your wings and everything, but there's no lift. I'm like, why? Why would you choose an eagle for this? You could choose any other animal out of the animal kingdom. I feel like just do a flying squirrel. Like they glide, they can't fly. And you chose an otter for the swimming morph, which is fine. You think you change it to some like kind of fish or whatever, but okay. Otter. Like I say, they can swim, so that's fine. But an eagle who cannot fly, why would you do that? Just choose an animal that glides. But that's just a rant for me. I don't know. I mean, you can flap to get additional lift, but it takes a whole lot out of your stamina bar when you do that. So if anyone tries to use that as a justification, don't, because no, it doesn't work unless you get unlimited stamina at some point in the game. Didn't know, but as from what I've seen right now, no, no, man, that ain't it. Choose a different morph. All right. What else? I'm trying to stay concise here. Um, we went over combat, story, not there. Morphs. They have little collect. Oh yeah, we were going over. So when you're gathering, you there's little things around the world that you can do. There's like these little grappling hooks. So that's another side ability you have is your grappling hook. They go over it during the tutorial like real quick. Like why do we have grappling hooks? Don't know. It's just something you have. So she's like, "Oh, use your grappling hook to get up here." And I'm like, "Why do we have grappling hooks? Whatever." Because when you're doing the intro or the tutorial intro, like the some cities being attacked and this tower falls down and you got to jump or climb over it, and she's like, "Oh, I'll go first," and she grapple hooks up there. It's like, "Oh, use your grappling hook." Who has grappling hooks in medieval times? Or I mean, I know this is a fantasy world, but it's based on what every MMO is. It, fantasy medieval times. Every single game is the same thing. But you have grappling hooks though, and it's like a little hook shot. Think Legend of Zelda. What was it? Ocarina of Time. When you have the little Well, I guess it was before that. Was it Link Before Pass? Whatever. And he's a little hook shot, so it's like a straight zip line to where you're going. They have a purple one, which it doesn't. You hook up and you go exact directly to where the target is, and then they have like an orange one where it launches you up, kind of a la Batman. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm gonna wait until he stops barking. That's my dog. Uh, his name is Gizmo. He has one eye. We got him from, well, my Octavius's wife got him from some shelter. He was mauled, so he has one eye. And my wife felt bad for him because nobody would adopt him, and she thought they were going to put him down. So she brought him home to save his life. And now he's barking at something, ruining my video. I think he's done. All right. Well, I didn't get another sip of coffee. Can you grab that for me? Why you put it way over there? All right. I'm gonna have to make those biscuits. Should I put this over here? Yeah, let's put it over here. And we'll be able to keep reaching. All right. Let's see. I forgot where I was. Thanks, Giz. You made me lose my train of thought. So this is probably gonna be a longer video then. So I gotta stop. I may edit some of this out. I may not. Let's see. Oh, the character creator. The character creator is all right. It's not that bad. You can't really do much. I mean, it's intricate. You can change. They have all these preset faces, and you can go in and edit the faces. I didn't really go too far in because I didn't know how long I'd be playing this game, and it's fine. You have your male, female body types. You can morph, or not really morph, but you can adjust the the body, how tall you are. You can go torso, legs, arms, all that kind of jazz. But that's pretty much it. You can adjust your eyes, nose, but nothing dramatic. Like you can't come up with the monstrosities that like in Street Fighter 6, I don't believe. At least I haven't seen anybody in game look super crazy. Here is a tip though that I did not know if anyone decides to play this game. Apparently, your hair color ties to your morph color. Because when I was playing, like my hair is black in the game, so my wolf that I morph into is black and white. But I was seeing like orange wolves, green wolves, purple wolves, and I'm like, can you dye your morph? So I was looking, in the game to see if you can do that, and I couldn't find it. And I finally go to good old Google, and someone explained that yeah, your morph color is tied to your hair color. So if you want a different, unique looking color for your morphs, you're gonna have to walk around with crazy looking hair, or not crazy looking, but vibrant colored hair, I should say. But yeah, I thought that was a cool feature. Because when I booted up, when I chose my hairstyle, it was a bright purple, which looked cool because they didn't really have that many hairstyles that I cared for, so I just chose the afro. It's not a good looking afro, but what can you do? Um, and the purple just didn't look good on it, so I just went black. But had I known that, I probably would have kept it purple. So that's just a little tip ahead of time for you, for some of you guys if you decide to play it. But other than that, character creator's okay. Oh, so I know I'll probably just cut that out. There is one thing I want to go over. So what you can do is your gear. The gear is another thing I like in this game because the gear isn't tied to most games or MMOs. Your gear is tied to your class. So if you're a tank, you can only wear heavy armor. If you're a sorcerer, you can only wear robes or things like that. In this game, you wear whatever you want. All the stats are based, tied to the gear. So if you want to be a heavy armor wearing healer, you can do that. If you want to be a paladin that wears robes or leather armor, you can do that. You want to be uh, a heavy wielding, you know, berserker with a giant sword and heavy armor, or you want to wear leather, you can do that. And I think that's great. I think they have or setting up to have like gear skins and whatnot. There's no like transmogrification or whatever they call it. So you can't like make heavy armor look like the robes or whatnot. You actually just have to wear the robes. At least as of right now, they may change that. They have costume skins in the shop, of course, but if they plan on like actually having you like change the look of gear, that they may do that in the future, but as of right now, that's not the game. Not that I know of anyway. But I do like the fact that the your character is free. You can pretty much do whatever you want. You can make whatever build you want. You can look however you want. So as far as customization goes, I say the game is top tier. That's actually what's keeping me going. But the actual game itself and the game, like the story, nah, not there. Not there at all. Just a quick overview. But what else? What else can we talk about? That's pretty much all I have. If I have anything else, I'll probably stick it in somewhere around here. Uh, man. But yeah, that's my overall impressions. Is it's I'd say it's slightly above average. I will continue playing, but I'm assuming once I hit in game, that's going to be it. The intrigue will be gone. The gimmick of morphing isn't really that great enough to keep me going. Um, there are guilds that you can join, but I don't have time to join guilds, and most guilds that I join, they have all these rules and stuff that I don't really feel like dealing with. Uh, so that may be something someone else might be into, but and it might even get the game going because I haven't done. They have dungeons. I haven't done one. I queued up for one, which I thought I'd get in instantly as a tank, but I sat there for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, dude, this game is popping. Why is this not clicking? And it just never. So I just canceled it and never tried again. So maybe the dungeons will keep me going, or the raids. But I'm assuming without being in a guild that it's not gonna happen unless I just form a party of my own, and that's not gonna happen because I don't have the time for it. Um, so yeah, maybe if I do that, I'll do another video to go over that since I wasn't able to do it for this, and maybe that'll change my opinion on the game. But yeah, as of right now, it's just slightly above average, I guess. Eh, or even average. It just depends. Ratings are not really that. It doesn't really say anything because there's aspects. Things are good, some things aren't good. But yeah, those are my first impressions. If I find anything else, uh, so yeah, I would say if you're in MMOs, you like customization, I would say give this game a try. Um, join a guild, see if that helps you out. But yeah, I'd say yeah, give it a shot. it might be, you know, a side distraction. Then if you hit end game, if you're like me, you'll probably stop. So yeah. But yeah, thanks. This is just a quick look at Throne and Liberty. And yeah, until next time. Here, let me grab my. Until next time. See you later.